I'm Bill Ketner. I'm married to Cindy. We lived in Winston-Salem for right about 20 years. My mom was Janie Ketner. She lived most all of her life in Norman, Oklahoma. My mom had 4 grandkids. With my daughters, she was great to play dolls or stores or whatever there was. She was just an all-around great, special person. I worked at Mutual for about 8 years, and I remember seeing this information come out that Mutual was going to offer long-term care policies to their employees and then also even to their parents. I thought my mom might benefit from that, and so I presented that option to her. She took advantage of it and purchased that policy. I remember going there to visit one time, and I realized that she needed help with her finances. I was looking at the bank statements and I figured out that she had a policy through Mutual of Omaha, and I found out that that was a life policy. And I was glad that she had it. It was a lot like the long-term care policy. I knew that Mutual was still a stable, strong, well-funded company, and that just was another one of those things that said, my mom's made another wise decision. That particular time, the care that she was getting didn't meet the requirements of a long-term care policy. But a few months later, I remember thinking about, okay, now the caregivers are doing this, and they're doing this, and they're doing this. So at that point, I just called Mutual and said, this is the situation. I think it's time to access this policy. They made it so very easy. One of the things that impressed me the most about Mutual in that early part of accessing the policy was the person who was processing the claims for me said, if you want to go back and get old claims from the care that had been received in the past, if some of those services were reimbursable, I'll be glad to look through all of those bills, and if you're due any reimbursement, we'll get that. And I thought that was a great example to me of these people aren't trying to save the money. They really do want my mom to have the benefit that she'd been paying on for all those years. My mom died on March 18th, and one of the things that my mom had said for years is, when I'm gone, I want what's left to go to my grandkids. And I think what the long-term care policy in particular did, it just allowed us to preserve her other assets and pass those on to the next generation, and that's exactly what she would have wanted to do. I don't know the names of all the people that I talked to at Mutual, but if I was able to talk to them personally, I think I would let them know that what they do is really important. You know, everybody who calls in or every email that somebody sends in, there's a story behind it. My experience was just such a pleasant experience because the people I dealt with all treated me with respect. They knew their business. They knew what I was asking for. I think I'd just tell each of those people, I'd tell them thank you, and I would tell them that what they do really does matter.